Hi, I'm Sam from Interface. We are Bitrix24 Gold partners. Thank you very much for joining today. Okay, so for today's next level CRM webinar, let's just go through some introductions first of all. So I'm Sam Connor, sales manager here at Interface, and we're Bitrix24 Gold partners based in York, New York, and Hong Kong. And we offer a full range of services to assist and help you with Bitrix24. So starting off with pre-sale support, so we can analyze your requirements and see if Bitrix24 could potentially be a suitable fit for your needs. We can provide implementation to set up Bitrix and have it designed exactly how you need it to work. If you're interested in the self-hosted version of Bitrix, then we can provide our hosting service, and we also offer tailored training and ongoing support to help you maximize the value that you get from Bitrix24. Okay, so just to summarize, first of all, what Bitrix24 actually is. So Bitrix24 is a collaboration suite of well in excess now of 35 different tools that you can use to help you to manage your business. And there are now more than 15 million businesses around the world that use Bitrix24, and it's voted within the top 10 CRM systems globally each year. Okay, and in terms of the different versions of Bitrix, we have the Bitrix24 Cloud and we have the Bitrix24 self-hosted solution. And then in terms of pricing, so prices start from $49 per month for a basic cloud license and $3,590 US for the self-hosted, and that's a 12-month license term. And then with the self-hosted, to continue to access the system in year 2 and ongoing annually, you'll pay a 50% renewal fee on the license. Okay, so we're looking at the CRM module today. So let's just discuss why you should use Bitrix24 as your CRM. So it encompasses an awful lot of functionality, from marketing automation, the ability to capture and qualify leads incredibly quickly, work them through your sales pipeline, and you'll see in today's webinar how completely customizable the Bitrix CRM system is. You really are able to design the system so it fits your way of working. You can then build a 360-degree picture of customer activity based on all of the information that we've captured and the way we've been able to customize the CRM. And then we can monitor your team's effectiveness, forecast sales, and provide detailed reports. Okay, so in today's session, we're going to cover 3 core areas. So we're going to have an overview of the CRM. I'm then going to take a deep dive look into the feature called SPAs, which is Smart Process Automation. It essentially allows you to customize the CRM to the level of how you want the CRM to work. And then we'll take a look at BI reporting. Okay, so let's dive into the CRM system as a general overview first. So let's take a look at all of the core modules, from leads and deals, contacts companies, quotes and invoicing, and then we'll take a look at the SPA feature. Okay, so this is the Bitrix CRM system. So we'll take a look at this as a progression from leads to deals as a feature, but what we can do inside the system, I'll just explain what we're seeing here is an overview of the lead database. I'm an administrator, so I've got access to all of the areas of the CRM, but what we can do is we can set access permissions. So within here, we can create different roles inside the system, and we can then apply that role to specific users. And then from there, we can configure the permissions that each user has on the system. So you can control what access levels different people have. And then just before we go into the CRM in detail, I just wanted to show you an area called the contact center. because the contact center allows you to integrate lots of different tools and channels into your CRM system. So, for example, we can integrate mailboxes into our CRM so you can have all of the communication that takes place with your prospects and your clients. All of that can roll up in the CRM system for you to have access to. Other very popular tools within here are website forms. So you can create forms in Bitrix and then embed these onto your website. So let's say if you have an inquiry form, someone can fill in the details on that form. It can automatically then feed that data into use automation to, let's say, for example, send the prospect an email thanking them for their inquiry and then creating a task for the sales rep to contact the customer. So you can start to see how using the tools within the contact center, it can help you to generate new leads in the system and start to automate the manual activity that you may be complete right now within your business in a very timely, controlled manner. And as we go through any areas here of the CRM, please do just put any questions into the question box on YouTube. We are live today, so I can help to answer any questions you have. And I'll just finish off in the contact center to show you some of the social media connections here. So Facebook, Instagram, or lead ads from Facebook. So if people message you on these channels, let's say someone sends a DM on Instagram, that can feed that message into Bitrix, where your team can then respond to that message directly through your Bitrix system. And again, that can automatically, on any of these channels here, we can create a lead inside the system. So, for example, with our live chat that we have set up here, you can see we're automatically creating the lead when that live chat comes into the system. And that's where we can then bring all of that inquiry information into the lead database here in Bitrix. So in all of the views here for leads and deals and SPAs, you've got different ways you can view this data. So here we can see all of our leads inside the system. And we can customize the UI here of that as an administrator. And I can change what data, so all the custom field information, I can customize how that's here on the front end. So I talked at the start about how we customize the CRM. You're starting to see these elements of customization, all front end, and no code involved, custom CRM system inside Bitrix24. And I'll just show you another view is the Kanban view inside Bitrix24. And I'll just show you another view is the Kanban view. So here you can see the stages of our leads at the top, and we can then progress our leads through those different stages like so. Apologies, I think the screen has just come off. I'm just going to reload here for you. Okay, let's just reload that. Okay, let's just take a look there. There we go. Okay, so here inside the lead database, we have our automation engine. So at each stage of the lead qualification process, we can create automated actions. Okay, and there are hundreds of different types we could create, from email communications. It could be setting up internal alerts and tasks and notifications. So this can really start to help to automate manual that perform, but also improve the likelihood of closing more sales, because it sends information at the correct step of the sales process. It proactively reminds and engages with your internal staff. So these different tools here will that ensure your visibility of deals is improved from what you're currently performing right now. So for example, here, as soon as the lead comes to the first contact stage, we're automating the creation of an activity inside the system. And if the lead is still at this stage in 1 day's time, we're sending a notification to the management team to make them aware that this lead has not progressed in a timely manner. So if we just click into a lead record, here we can see all of the details about the lead. We can see the communications that have taken place as well from the email that we've mentioned, any internal comments. You can add in the comment section here and tag your colleagues on those, and they can then be notified about that piece of information inside the system, and we can then progress the lead through the stages. And we use leads to qualify those inquiries. Okay, so once we've qualified, we've gone through our stages, which are customizable, we can then convert this into a deal. And when we convert into a deal, we can then choose a pipeline that we segment the deal into. Okay, and that's really important for reporting purposes later on. Apologies, I think the screen shared again. I'm just going to reshare the screen here. Okay, there we go. So we then select a pipeline that we segment the deal into. And when we look at the BI reporting shortly, you'll see that we can set up dashboard reports that analyzes information from every single pipeline. And so if we go into our deals, again, flexible. So here we can see the software deal pipeline. We can customize the stages that we progress through really easily. And again, you can set up automations at different stages of the system. And what's really nice with the pipeline feature is if we go into another pipeline, the stages are completely different, and so are the automation rules in the background. So if you do have maybe different types of sales workflows that you perform, you can customize that deal pipeline feature here exactly how your business needs to operate for a CRM process. And let's go into a deal. So we can see all the information here about the deal inside the system here. And as we mentioned, in terms of customization, we've seen quite a lot of elements of how we can customize the system, but you can even create your own sections inside the system here. And we can create fields. Okay, so we could create an additional field inside here. So there's no limit on the number of fields here that we could create. So it's so easy for an administrator here to build that customization to the system. Okay. And then what we can do is we can then start to progress the opportunity through here. We can add products and services into the deal. So Bitrix includes a product catalog. So you can add all of your products and services into the system here. And once we've added that product information, we can then generate estimates, so quotes and invoices inside the system here. So if we just want to now generate an estimate from this specific deal, what's really nice with the tool here is Bitrix includes a document generator. And what we can then do is we can pull information that's on the CRM itself. So we can then generate personal documents through the system. So you can see here on this estimate, it's pulled in our branding and the product information, and we can then send this out to the customer directly through the CRM. So being able to send out personalized, not just estimates or invoices, it could be proposals, for example, it could be contracts. You would send that through here, and then you could use the Bitrix electronic signature, so the Bitrix sign module, to send the document for electronic signature. Now, I just want to show you on the stages here that we have, we've got, again, automations that are set up. So here, once we've sent that estimate to the client, we've got an automated process that's running now in the background. So in 2 days' time, if this quote is still at the waiting on client stage, we're going to be getting a notification that this hasn't progressed. Get in touch with the client. Okay, so you start to see how using the stages and automations, it ensures nothing falls through the within your system, it gets processed in a timely manner, ensures you close as much as possible for the data that you have created in Bitrix. And here is a follow-up. So again, if that notification process hasn't worked internally, then in 7 days' time, we're going to email the customer directly, checking if they're wanting to proceed with their estimates. So we can see the progression of the deals through here. You can see all of your estimates and invoices inside the system here. So you can see what stage every record is at. And it's exactly the same for invoices as well. So here on our invoices, we can see all of the invoices, what stages they're at. And in every entity from leads, deals, your contacts and companies, you've got a filtering tool. So you can easily drill down into any record in the system and filter and free text search. So it's so easy to find key information through the platform. And the data we've got here, it all rolls up to your contact and your company database. So if we go in to look at our contacts, first of all, this is where we can see a record of each individual entity of our customer. Okay, so here, for example, we can go into, let's say, Sam Smith. This is a client record, so we can see all the details about the contact. We can also see the company level here. So we can see what company that this client is associated to. So you have that parent-child relationship. And then on the right-hand side, we have what we call the activity stream. So here we can see communications or tasks and activities that are scheduled. And you've got tabs at the top that rolls up all the data that we've just been discussing. So I can see all of the deal information. I can see estimates and invoices. So all of that key information, it rolls up on the contact level, but it also rolls up on the company level as well. So if we go into a company record, so this is the organization element. The key difference here is in the company, we can see all of the individual contacts that are associated to the organization. Okay, so that is a look at really the core entities within the CRM system. But I also mentioned about how we can customize the CRM completely. And the way we do this is by using a feature called Smart Process Automation. So essentially, also referred to as an SPA within Bitrix, it allows you to create your very own entities within the CRM system. So if you can't manage every process in, say, leads and deals, using this feature, we could then create our own custom entity within the CRM system. Now, to use this tool, you have to have at least a professional cloud tier of Bitrix24. If you're currently on a free, basic, or standard cloud, you won't have access to this feature. So if it's something you're interested in, we can show you a lot of examples and a huge amount of value you can get from using this tool. And we can then discuss the upgrade options to upgrade your Bitrix system. So I'm going to show you an example of how an SPA can be used within the CRM. So here we have a help desk module. Okay, so here we can have tickets that are submitted into the system. So you wouldn't want to manage a support process like this inside deals. So I'm going to show you in a second. This information we can store as a separate area within the contacts record. So we can clearly see what key information we have for deals and what information we have for smart process help desks here. So on this example, we can see the different stages that we're progressing this support ticket through. And again, you've got the exact same automation engine in the background here to create automated actions. And then we can click into a record and we can see all of the key information associated to this ticket. So we can see the tasks, the work that's been completed. And within SPA, you can decide what entities link to that record. So here, for example, if we go back into Sam Smith's contact record, I can click into the help desk area and I can see all of the support tickets that this customer has submitted. And alongside there, if I go into deals, I can see all the sales history. So keeping this information separate allows you to see a lot clearer the data that is associated to the customer. And it's exactly the same on the company level. So I can click into the company and I can see all of the company level support information as well. And all of this data, it does roll up into the BI reporting tool, which I'll touch upon very shortly. So using smart process automations, essentially you could design out the Bitrix CRM with every single workflow element that you have within your business. You don't need to force anything into the deal pipelines. It allows for really clean separation and separated processes because we can set permissions to control who can access any SPA within the system as well. Okay, so that is a look at the report of the smart process automation. So the next area I want to take a look at with you today is going to be just discussing a bit about the cloud, essentially the options between cloud and self-hosted with the CRM. So both the Bitrix Cloud and the Bitrix Self-Hosted include the entities for leads, deals, invoicing, reporting. Both include custom record layouts and include the automations. But with the self-hosted, it's possible to essentially fully customize the system from rebranding the login page, integrate more granularly with other systems, and we have access to the source code block. So if there's a specific customization that can't be done on the cloud, we have the ability with the on-premise to be able to perform that action using the source code feature. And before we finish today, I want to take you through the BI Builder tool. So this is a fairly newer addition to the system. So all of the data from the CRM system, it brings all of that information into the BI Builder. So we can build out dashboard reports that analyzes all of that information from the system. So very similar to other reporting tools such as Power BI, for example. So you can build out from numbers, charts, tables of information. I can click into the edit dashboard tool here and I can then start to customize this dashboard here. So if I wanted to create a new dashboard, I can select what type of report visually I want to use, and then I can choose the data set from the CRM system here. So it fully allows you to completely build reports based on the information inside the CRM system. Okay, so in summary today, we've seen how we can use the Bitrix CRM system for generating new leads into the system using the contact center channels. We've seen how we can then create automations on leads and deals. We've seen with integrations from email, telephony, social media, how you can have all of the communications from different channels synced into here. And that's what gives you that 360-degree view of the data with your customers. And as we've just seen there with the BI reporting, we can create forecasts and reports using the Bitrix24 BI Builder solution. Okay, so here are a selection of our up and coming webinars. So we're here every other Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. If you have any questions in the meantime, you can contact us at sales@intraface.com and one of our team will be happy to jump on a call with you and help you with email in the YouTube chat channel. Okay, so thank you very much for joining today, and I look forward to seeing you all on our up and coming webinars in the near future. Thanks very much. Bye for now.